Hi, dear boys and girls. Welcome to week 8 of Art E-Learning. Boys and girls, I can't believe it's been 8 weeks, and you know what? I am so excited about next year because I'm going to get to teach with you again, and that's what makes teaching so much fun is when I get to see you. Again, I enjoy all of your, when you upload your pictures and show them to me and your sweet little faces, and that just makes me feel so good to see you. So, hope everybody's doing great, and let's get started with our 8th week. So boys and girls, today we're going to be learning about an artist named Keith Haring. And I want you to be thinking while I'm reading about what is it you care about? What means something to you that you can do your art about that would help other people? So be thinking about that, and we'll get started on the book. Here we go. So here we go, boys and girls. It's Keith Haring and the boy who just kept drawing. Wow, look at that. Some of you may remember how he drew little figures. We've talked about Keith Haring before, and he's one of my favorite artists. Oh, I love his art. There was a boy named Keith. When he was little, his father taught him how to draw dogs and fish and funny things. His dad would draw a line, then Keith would draw one. Soon the whole page would be full. From that time on, Keith never stopped drawing. In elementary school, while taking tests, Keith decided on, he doodled on the edge of his paper. When he handed in his work, his teacher asked, "Why did you doodle on this important paper?" Keith didn't answer. He went back to his desk and he just kept drawing. Sometimes Keith invited his friends to draw in his backyard clubhouse. Wow, that looks fun. Keith made symbols and said each one represented a letter of the alphabet. His friends asked, "Why do you use symbols to write?" Keith drew more symbols. It was his way of answering their question. He encouraged his friends to join him. As a teenager, Keith liked to draw in his bedroom with music playing loud. He would draw on every piece of paper he could find. His mother had to yell over the music. "Why can't you turn that music down and go outside to ride your bike?" Oh my word, look at the drawings. But Keith had sold his bike to buy art supplies, so he answered, "Look at the cool drawings I did." And he just kept drawing. When Keith was in high school, he won first prize for his art. A successful couple from town offered to buy his drawing. Keith said, "No, thank you. If you enjoy my art, you may hang it on your wall, no charge." Keith's sisters were shocked. "Why didn't you take the money?" they asked. Keith shrugged. He just wanted to keep drawing. Keith graduated from high school and went to the big city of Pittsburgh to a school that would teach him about his art. They were boys on the street playing something new. Breakdancing. They were trying breakdancing. That sounds fun. He liked the crazy shapes of their bodies as they turned and flipped on the ground. While the music played loud, Keith started drawing wiggly lines. His teachers asked him, "Why are you drawing pictures that look like scrambled bodies? This is not what we told you to draw." Keith knew how to draw. He just wanted to draw in different ways, and he kept drawing. Keith moved to the huge city of New York when he was 20. So he could draw with other artists. He started to draw all over the city, on walls, on sidewalks, on paper that hung on lampposts. His drawings were washed away by the rain or torn down by street cleaners. Other artists asked Keith, "Why do you draw in places where your pictures are erased?" Keith didn't hear them. He was searching for another wall so he could keep drawing. Keith got a job delivering packages and sometimes rode the subway. One day he saw a panel of black paper on the wall in a station. He rushed outside to buy chalk and came back and began to draw. The white chalk made bright, smooth lines on the black paper. Day after day, Keith filled the empty panels in the subway stations with art. Soon people who rode the subway were looking for the white chalk drawings. No one knew the name of the artist, but his drawings were easy to recognize. People asked him, "Why are you drawing here? What do your pictures mean?" Keith said, "What do you see? You decide what they mean." Where Keith lived, there was trash on the street, and people didn't always say hello to each other. One day, he and his friends cleaned up 20 bags of garbage in front of a long wall. Then Keith painted square faces with smiles and body shapes dancing upside down. The neighbors liked the drawings and stopped by to say thank you. A policeman came by and lectured Keith. Why did you do this? I have to give you a ticket because you didn't get permission. Keith paid the fine and just kept drawing. Soon people wanted to see more of Keith's drawings, and he was asked to display his artwork in an art gallery. Art was hung from floor to ceiling, and in between he painted on the walls. Keith invited everyone to come enjoy his work. All of Keith's work sold. The gallery owner asked him, "What are you going to do with all this money?" Keith said, "I read in the newspaper that there were kids who don't have enough to eat. I don't have enough money. I didn't have enough money yesterday, and I was happy. If I don't have it tomorrow, I'll still be happy. All children need to eat. I'll send the money to them." The gallery owner gasped, "Why?" Keith just smiled and started to draw again. Wow, look at that. Now people were invited Keith to draw in famous museums and exhibit galleries all over the world. He was proud that he had become a successful artist, but wherever he went, Keith insisted he paint a mural so everyone could enjoy his work, not just the people who had money to buy it. During a visit to Paris, France, Keith painted on the outside of a children's hospital 6 stories high. Newspaper reporters came to take pictures and asked, "Why did you paint at the hospital? Do you think it will make the sick children feel better?" Keith didn't have time to answer. He had to finish the painting. Wow. When the Statue of Liberty was 100 years old, Keith drew an outline of the famous statue on a huge piece of vinyl fabric. Then he asked 900 kids to help him finish his drawing. Keith told them, "Draw anything, whatever you want. No one can say it's bad or good. It's yours." When the giant painting was displayed, people were amazed to see what Keith and the kids had made. But the artist critics couldn't understand why a famous artist was drawing with kids. But you know Keith, he just kept drawing. Keith painted all over the world. He would draw on anything, anytime, anywhere. Whenever he went, or wherever he went, and whatever he did, he would not stop. He just kept drawing. Why? Everyone wanted to know, and together they shouted, "Why? Why do you draw all the time? Why do you give your artwork away? Why do you draw on buildings, on people, on clothing, on furniture, on subway walls, on cars, on skateboards, on walls that belong to no one, and on things to be thrown away? Why do you draw on everything?" Keith stopped drawing for just a moment and answered, "I draw all the time because there are many spaces to fill. I give my drawings away to help make the world a better place. I draw everywhere because everyone needs art." Then Keith turned back to the street, took a piece of chalk from his pocket, and just kept drawing. I love this book because it shows pictures of Keith growing up and pictures of what he looked like. And here's a picture of what he looked like in front of one of the walls that he did when he was, I guess he was in his 20s at that time. So boys and girls, I love Keith Haring. So boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the book and learned about Keith Haring. Let's say his name, Keith, and touch your hair and say Haring. Keith, Haring, Keith, Haring. We're going to get a little sillier than that next year when we do Keith Haring. He's going to be our first artist that we do, and you guys are going to be doing artwork inspired by him. Before you start this project, I want you to really think hard about what is important to you. What kind of art could you do to make people feel better? Would you do something to maybe make art about helping homeless people, or helping people get off of drugs, or helping animals to be rescued, or the environment? There's a ton of people who need things out there. And you know, Keith was so nice and wanted people to see what he could give them, enjoyment through his art. So I want you to think about something that you could give people through your art that would help them enjoy it. Something important, something that matters to you. Because that's what it's all about, is us helping others. So I hope that you think hard about it and you do a great work of art, and you can use any supplies you want to, boys and girls. I would love to see your artwork. I would love for you to upload it if you can. I know a couple of people have had trouble, and if you can't, I understand that. As long as I know you do it, I'm happy with that. So boys and girls, I hope you enjoy your last project. And again, you can do little characters. No writing words. I want you to think of symbols instead of words, because art is all about symbols, and that's something we have to learn in our every year as well. It's all about symbols. So include some symbols and not words, just symbols. Boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed e-learning in Paintbrush Palace during this time of quarantine, and I cannot wait to see you. I did want to tell you one thing before we go. Somehow I will get your artwork back to you, whether it's this year or next year. We're trying to work something out about art, getting it back. I've packed up all K through 4 art, clay and sculptures that you did, and I'll get those back to you next year, because that's just too crazy trying to get that out. But the 5th grade, I've got yours packed up separately with your portfolios, and I've got all of your portfolios that I'm going to try to put in with your packets that you have for pickup day when y'all come pick up your stuff. So I'll hopefully be out there passing out some of that, and I'll see some of you when you do. I'll be passing out meals Wednesday. The specials teachers will be passing those out on Wednesday, so maybe I'll see some of you then. So boys and girls, I hope you have a great summer, and I'll see you in August. Bye.